A lot of people get scared of the idea of traveling alone. And if you're one of those people, I hope that these 4 tips and 4 reasons will change your mind. If you're someone who's always around many people because it's what your job requires you to, or that's just who you are and you like to take a break from the crowd, then traveling alone is the best decision there is. And if you're an introvert and is comfortable with being independent, then it's a no-brainer. Of course, you're going to consider the option of traveling alone. Imagine yourself having the alone time that you've been craving, like sitting alone on the sand at a beach with a soda and snacks while looking at the night sky and thinking about your life choices, or reflecting on who you are as a person, or thinking about your goals in the future and thinking about ways and how you can achieve them. Or maybe you can just empty your mind and just enjoy the atmosphere in that moment. That sounds like heaven to me, to be honest. You have to travel with other people. Of course, you have to show up on time to not be rude, right? But what if you woke up late the next day and you look at the clock? There's only 5 minutes left before the meeting time. Imagine the hassle and stress over that. But if you travel alone, you handle your own time. You decide what you want to do, either to just lay on the bed all morning and stroll the streets at night. What I'm saying is, you have the opportunity to change your schedule all you want, even if it's last minute. It won't affect other people. If you're on a budget, then you might consider traveling alone because, baby, it is cheap, I'm telling you. Why, you ask? Well, let's start with the hotel check-ins. Rooms with double beds are more expensive than the single rooms. Also, as what I've said, you handle your own time and it's not that hard to make decisions since you only decide for yourself. You prefer street foods over fine dining? Okay. You prefer taking a walk over riding a bus? Okay. You want to go to this place that you saw on the internet? Okay. Your travel, your choice. Do everything you want to do. Try to step out of your comfort zone and try new things because you don't want to regret anything by the time you're back to your home country, right? Thinking about, I wish I did this, I wish I tried that. Remember what Vincenzo said?
Il rimorso è la peggior punizione in vita.
So make sure to enjoy your trip to the fullest so that someday, when you look back at that day when you faced your fears, it'll be an incredible story to tell and a nice experience to remember. Let's assume that those reasons convinced you. So, here's some tips you can follow when you have your first solo travel experience. So when you've arrived in a country, don't be inconsiderate or be disrespectful of the people there or their culture. Always keep in mind that you are just a visitor in their country. So you need to practice what they do. Like for example, you've arrived in Hong Kong, and in that country it is actually illegal to litter. Like if a police on standby saw you litter or spitting, you'll need to pay a fine of 1,500 Hong Kong dollars, and that's around 193 US dollars. And also, I've heard that in Japan, people are so well behaved on the train and it is so quiet. So with that being said, you need to keep quiet too. And be mindful of the volume level of your earphones because you don't want to disturb other people. And that brings us to the next tip. To fully enjoy your vacation, you need to research for the best places to visit or the best foods to try in that country. And speaking of, I've also made videos about these, and you can check them out in the description or click the link above. Another thing you can do research on is about some things you should not do when visiting a certain country because what might seem normal to your country might not be for others. Of course, in order for you to survive your trip in a foreign country, you'll need to learn some basic phrases to help you along the way. For example, if you're in Japan and you want to ask, what is this thing? You can say, これは何ですか? Or if you want to ask, where's the toilet? You can say, トイレはどこですか? Or if you want to ask, how much is this? You can say, これはいくらですか? And you need to learn some basic greetings too, like おはようございます、こんにちは、こんばんは, or ありがとうございます. And before we go on to the last tip, I would like to say that if you learned something, just a little bit from this video, then please consider subscribing or liking this video. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I know that this tip is a common knowledge, and I know that this phrase has been said to us ever since we're kids. Like, don't you ever go with someone you don't know, even if they offer you a candy, or even if they said they know your parents. And that advice still applies to us now that we're grown ups. Well, except for the candy part, especially if you're in a foreign country and don't know a single person. And if you find yourself in that situation and your gut tells you to get out of there, you need to do it because most of the time our gut feelings are right. So get out of there. I don't care if you run, dance, or crawl your way out or make some crazy excuses, just get out of there. And for the record, I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk to anyone in the country you're at. What I'm saying is be mindful of the people you converse with and the things you say to them. And if you actually found great people to talk to, that's good. But remember to not give out private information like the hotel you're staying at, your job, or the address of your house in your home country, and other stuff that you think you shouldn't reveal to the people you just met.
Lately I've been thinking about the choices